Hi, this is Mike and Sandy with TheRealParents.com, sitting here this morning with Brenda Forte. She's with the Institute for Change in Morristown, New Jersey. Brenda is a psychotherapist and a licensed clinical social worker. Brenda, good morning. Thanks for sitting here with us today.
You're welcome.
So we're going to talk about a day in the life of a psychotherapist today. So Brenda, maybe you could just tell us a little bit about what got you interested in this discipline and really why you went down this road.
Okay, well, I feel really fortunate because at the age of 16, I knew what I wanted to do. So
That's pretty rare.
Yeah, that is rare, and I'm very lucky in that sense because I've always been very passionate about it. For me, the only problem was finding out how to go about getting the right education in order to get where I wanted to be. I got a bachelor's in sociology and psychology and had a number of years experience before I went back to school for my MSW, which is a master's in social work.
Okay.
And that I received at Rutgers.
Oh, great. Great.
In 1987.
So where did you do your undergraduate work?
I did that at William Patterson, and now it's called the College of New Jersey, which was Trenton State a very long time ago.
Okay, okay. Very good. So you mentioned that at 16 years old you knew what you were going to do. Was it talking to friends about their problems, or you just had an idea that you really wanted to help people, and that was the direction that you wanted to take?
I think it was that I wanted to help people. I had a very good supportive family, and I wanted to help people that didn't have the same. Okay. So I think that was a big part of what it was for me. And now, what it turns out to be in the end sometimes is a little bit different than what you imagined, certainly at 16.
Sure.
But it's really been a wonderful and at times very joyful. People come in all shapes, sizes, all kinds of problems, sometimes very, very painful ones, and to be able to help them and find their way through the forest.
Sure.
And so they have a wonderful life, so they can feel content and they can go on and live the life they want to live is a really wonderful thing.
Yeah, no, that's commendable. It's obviously more of a vocation than just, coming to work every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it that you do on a daily basis, just to, give these folks a little bit of an idea about what a day in the life of a psychotherapist is?
Well, the other fortunate thing is I make my own hours, so to speak.
Okay.
So when I get a call, I can schedule an intake. I come in on a particular day, depending, my schedule is different from day to day.
Okay.
But I'll come in, I'll see somebody. Sometimes, like Mondays, I might start at 9 or 10, and I'll see someone for a 50-minute hour, and I might have a break for lunch at a certain amount of time and see a couple more people. I never see more than maybe 4 people in a row.
Okay.
Because I need a break. So
Sure.
I need to reconstitute myself, so
It's a lot to take in, I would imagine. A one-woman show, so to speak, with your clients, or do you have somebody that assists you in contacting your clients? And
I'm a one-woman show.
Are you? God bless.
I do the billing, I do the phone calls, I do the scheduling.
Okay.
And I've been doing that since about 1990. And then around 94, we developed the Institute for Change.
Okay.
With other partners. I was a founding partner. And we employ a number of other clinicians that help us with different specialties. So that's been really wonderful. And we have another site in Montclair also.
Great. And the website for the Institute for Change, it's instituteforchange.net?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And currently you'll be able to see myself there, but it'll be under construction, and hopefully you'll be able to see everybody both in Morristown and Montclair eventually.
I called you up and said, hey, I've got this issue with, performance anxiety or whatever it might be, or
okay, that's a wonderful
fear of success, maybe.
Okay, there's a number of things we could do. One comes to mind. Well, first of all, you would come in and I'd ask you, first of all, how you found my name, how you feel about being here, to help you feel comfortable, and then to share exactly what was going on. I might start taking some history, family history, which is really important, including anything around addictions, any depression, anxiety within the family. So I would assess a mental status, any history of suicide, all those kinds of things which are really important in taking any kind of mental status.
Okay.
Because ultimately, I'm responsible.
Sure.
Then we
So you want to make sure you have as many facts as possible before you start treatment or anything.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we would go about focusing on your goal.
Oh, okay.
So if your goal is to succeed and something's holding you back, to start looking at what's holding you back and figure out how we might work best at succeeding. One of the tools I use is EMDR, which is eye movement desensitization reprocessing, which is a mouthful.
Yeah.
And you can learn more about that on my website. But I use it not just for traumas or disturbing events. I also use it to help people feel better about themselves, to help install...
We all want to feel better.
Right. To help install positive thoughts.
Maybe we could take a breath here and move across the room, and you can show the eye scan machine that you use for the EMDR. I think that might be interesting for folks. We'll be right back.
Okay, we're back with Brenda Forte, and we're going to learn a little bit about the EMDR machine. So how does this work?
Okay, this is the eye scan, and the light bar moves back and forth for bilateral stimulation. And these are tappers or pulsers, which you have in each hand, and they pulse. And there's also a set of headphones that can attach to this, and they alternate sounds also.
Okay.
And I have a CD that I can use that has relaxing sounds that can alternate also.
Okay, so when somebody, who would be a typical patient that would utilize this machine?
You know, it's interesting because I use this machine for a real variety of people. Some have had serious traumas, physical abuse, sexual abuse, vets. Some have been in car accidents and can't get back in a car.
Wow.
Because they're, you know, so anxious.
Right.
And, you know, there's other small traumas, public speaking, things like that.
Yeah.
So it can really be used for a variety of things. I've used it for people who are phobic as far as highways, and it's been really wonderful. Fear of flying.
Wow.
I've used it a number of times and with great success. So,
okay. So you start off, they kind of talk about what has made them anxious. They look at this, they use a stimulation from their hands, and then you kind of put in some positive thoughts to replace it.
yes.
Ultimately?
I mean, there's a whole protocol
Right.
that I've been trained in for almost 10 years, and I'm certified, that we go through before we get to installing the positive thoughts or cognitions.
Okay.
But it's really a wonderful tool.
And you mentioned there's a website with information on this as well?
If you go to my website, theinstituteforchange.net, you'll see a hookup for EMDR.
Okay. And is it instituteforchange.net or the Institute for Change?
I think it's instituteforchange.net, or you can go to Brenda Fort Psychotherapy.com.
Okay, and now, just to go back to, like, what is a typical patient that you specialize in working with? Because you have a partner also that works with children, but what is your specialty?
I specialize in seeing adults. I've worked in addictions for a really long time, a couple decades, and also adult children of alcoholics. I see trauma, addictions, depression, anxiety. I have a general practice because I've been doing this for a long time.
Okay.
So those are my basic.
Okay, and if someone
Basic
wants some more
specialties.
information and wants to get a hold of you, wants to talk to you, maybe wants to schedule an appointment, what's the best way for them to do that?
Best way to do that is by phone, because I like to have contact with people verbally. Some people contact me by email.
Okay.
But I'd like to set up appointments, through
Talk to
phone,
them
so I
and-
can talk to them directly and find out exactly what's going on with them.
Okay, so what's a good number for they could reach you at then?
973-538-2818.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you being
Oh,
here today.
you're very welcome.
Okay. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time on TheRealParents.com.